Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Demon Slayer. Okay, let's begin. I've been hearing this a lot lately from the Most High, so I want to do a video on it. Okay, and this is titled What Do the Kiss of Death Means? Okay, I already got kissed by death before, twice. So let's begin. Okay, kiss of death means an action or event that causes certain failure for an enterprise. It would be the kiss of death for the company if it could be proved that the food was unsafe. 2. What is the kiss of death power? The ability to be able to kill someone with a kiss. Variation of supernatural kiss and death inducement. Opposite to healing kiss. What are examples of the kiss of death? If you describe something as the kiss of death, you mean that it's certain to cause something else to fail. Rain is the kiss of death for a barbecue. Where did the term the kiss of death comes from in the Bible, or the originated, the origin? The phrase kiss of death is often linked to the phrase Judas kiss. This alludes to the betrayal of Jesus by Judas Iscariot. Judas betrayed Jesus by kissing him as a way to identify him to the Roman soldiers. What is the kiss of death weakness? Hypnosis. It is strong against PSI, fire and freeze, 75%, and is weakest to hypnosis, 99% chance of success. Okay. Oh yeah, with both of my daughters, they both kissed them. They also kissed me. They kiss everybody when they kill them. Kiss of death may refer to kiss of Judas. Judas' betrayal of Jesus with a kiss identifying him to his executioners. Kiss of death means mafia. A mafia signal that someone has been marked for execution. Yes. But his young heart, but his watch the movie Hoes. That mean Bae's favorite movie with Kate, when they killed her black boyfriend and she came, went back and killed the whole town while kissing him, kissing Kate, kissing something. But his young heart cannot go on. In his veins the blood stops and freezes, and the spirit lost with faith embraces, feeling falling to the kiss of death. Here we can see how the meaning of the kiss of death is constructed. A sweet death where the grim reaper takes that young man and leaves us a drama, not of pain, only of sadness. This is the history of religion. My mama even talked about it. Okay? History and religion. The Judas kiss. The kiss of Judas is found in an evangelical episode within the Passion of Jesus, and it goes back to the Christian era. In the year 33, when Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 coins and gave him a kiss in front of the soldiers to take him away, although artwork representing the kiss of Judas on the face for the historical moment should be represented in the hand. It was a custom to kiss the t-shirts in the hand. To describe this kiss in different gospels will lose the Greek verb katophilia, which means to kiss tenderly. This moment has been represented in various artistic manifestations, but the feeling that leaves us is that of betrayal. Magic and metaphysics. Here, an incarnation of mystical union is presented, which is transformed every time more pure and deep with death, which eliminates everything that is not of the spirit, and we regenerate life. Dying for a kiss from God, the spirit of man comes out through his mouth and joins him, that for a few moments have been disguised as death. In this sense, it is written in the Talmud, the most painful of deaths is that of the club. The sweetest is that of the divine kiss. The Zohar refers to this. We have been taught that kissing is the union of a spirit, Waha, with another spirit. Therefore, the kiss is in the mouth, because the mouth is the origin and source of the spirit. And that's why in love, the kiss is in the mouth, and spirit meets spirit, without separation from one another. The words Song of Songs 1-2. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. have the following meaning. King Solomon aspired to the union of the upper world with the lower world, and the union of two spirits is only realized through a kiss. When two people kiss each other in the mouth, their spirits come together to the point of becoming one. The religious kiss of death is like the kiss of lovers, which is a test of the intimate shores. The devotee is chosen by the deity as the lover is chosen by his beloved. In the kiss, a spiritual crucible is made, a swirl of intimate union, a channel of transubstantiation. Bible verse, going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him, meaning, when something is a kiss of death, it is considered to have damaging effect. Original application, Jesus was betrayed by one of his apostles, Judas, who kissed him so the soldiers who came to arrest him could identify him. Judas' kiss became a kiss of death, following which Jesus was arrested and crucified. Example, a political scandal is a kiss of death to politicians. Okay. The betrayal, okay? 22:47 through 53. The moment has arrived while Jesus is telling his disciples again to pray so they will not enter into temptation. A crowd of people arrived and Judas is leading them. Luke highlights this shocking event. Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. The scriptures prophesied that this would be how the Messiah would be treated. Even my close friends in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted his heel against me. I said in my song, People Change by Jackie O. Psalms 41:9. His friend, his close companion, is the leader of his betrayal. See? I told you I was supposed to be the real Jesus. You know. We are told in verse 52 that the crowd consists of the chief priests, temples officers, and the elders of the Jewish nation. They have come to take Jesus by force, and they were expecting a scuffle because they were carrying swords and clubs. See, when they broke me out of the motherfucking prison. What a fearful and intimidating scene. The signal for identifying Jesus to this mob was a kiss. They did kiss me before they blew my head off. The kiss was the greeting of a friend in that culture. Same way the first time. The irony is staggering. The kiss of a friend would be the signal to hand Jesus over to the mob for arrest. As Jesus approaches Jesus to kiss him, Jesus asks him something. Literally, the word order is this, Judas, a kiss, the Son of Man betrayed. The NRSV tries to carry the weight of that word order. Judas is it with a kiss that you are betraying the Son of Man. Luke 22:48. Verses 49-50 shows the fearfulness of the scene. The disciples ask, "Lord, shall we strike with the sword?" But before there's response from Jesus, one of the disciples, Peter, we are told in other gospel accounts, strikes the servants of the high priest and cut his ears off. The disciples have two swords and they are all ready to fight for Jesus. But that is not the plan or purpose of our Lord, Jesus answered. No more of this. Jesus is not trying to avoid this moment, nor is he going to engage in a physical battle with weapons against his enemies. See. Amazingly, Jesus touches the servant's ear and heals him. Jesus didn't address the mob. They had come as if they were arresting a dangerous outlaw. Jesus did point out the hypocrisy of this moment. I got outlaw tatted on my lower back. I got a tramp stamp that say outlaw. Like outlaw. Okay. Every day, Jesus was standing in the temple courts teaching, but they would not arrest him for the fear of the crowds. So they come in the cover of night, away from the crowds. And Jesus is a dangerous criminal, which he is not. But evil is having its moment right now. The forces of evil are having their way for a time. I think this is an important observation that Jesus makes. I think that's the first time. The forces of evil are having their way for a time. Evil has its day, and Jesus accepted the truth. The denial, 22:54-62. So Jesus is seized and led the way to the house of the high priest for hearing before the high priest and Jewish leaders. Matthew records that all the disciples left Jesus and ran at the moment. Matthew 26:56. But Peter does not run far. As Jesus is led away, Peter is following at a distance. He is watching, wanting to know is going to happen to Jesus. This is dangerous to do. He could just as easily be arrested with Jesus. So Peter followed Jesus and his captors to the house of the high priest. In the courtyard of the high priest, they had kindled a fire. These days refers back to the mob that arrested Jesus. The temple officers and soldiers are sitting outside in the courtyard around the fire. They wait for the interrogation by the high priest to conclude. Peter comes into that courtyard and sits down among them. This is a very dangerous situation for Peter. As Peter is sitting by the fire among all those people, a servant girl is staring intently at Peter through the fire. As she continues to examine him, she comes to the realization that and declares that this man also was with him. A dangerous identification is made. One can easily imagine the fear that ran through Peter as his identification is made. That is the guy who was with Jesus when we arrested him. So Peter denies his association with Jesus. Woman, I do not know him. We are called to confess Christ and deny ourselves. Peter does the reverse. Peter denies Christ to serve his own interests. A little later, another person makes a similar identification of Peter. You also are one of them. You are one of Jesus' disciples. But Peter responds, Man, I am not. Then another hour goes by and another person begins insisting that Peter is a disciple of Jesus. Certainly, this man also was with him, for he too is a Galilean. With great force, Peter denies his association with Jesus again. Man, I did not know what you're talking about. While Peter made his final denial, the rooster crowed. We did not know Jesus was being led out of the high priest's home at this moment or whether from the courtyard one could easily see into the house. In either case, it is at this moment that the Lord turns to look at Peter as he completes his third denial. As the Lord looks at Peter, Peter remembers how Jesus had predicted his 3 denials this very night. Peter had verbally declared that he would never deny Jesus and would go to the death for Jesus, but his words were empty. When the time of danger came and when the power of the temptation arrived, Peter denied the Lord 3 times. So Peter leaves the courtyard and cries bitterly over what he had done. How could this happen? How could a disciple of Jesus be willing to betray Jesus? How could the leader of the disciples be willing to deny Jesus? Denying Jesus. 1. The danger of spiritual overconfidence. 2. The ease of denying Jesus. 3. Failure under the world's pressure. 4. If there is hope for Peter, then there is hope for us. Okay? So I hope y'all enjoyed this about the kiss of death. I'm out. Peace.